Praise the Lord, everyone. I am Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. Welcome to the Bishop Clark Show. Sitting in with me is Minister Brunson Landrum. Hope all is well on your end. All is well on this end. This is a good day. It's a good day. It's Friday. And love when Friday come. Love when Friday come. End of the week. Hope you had a good week. And hope you're looking forward to the weekend. Here come the first Sunday in February. Time is moving.
Absolutely.
And so are we.
Yes, sir.
Today's show, the evolution of the woman. Where's all this coming from? This is coming from, I've been studying, reading, preparing for a message. Here come Valentine's Day, happens to be on Sunday. And if the Lord would allow me, I'm going to be addressing some issues that could be helpful. I don't want to get too far ahead, but I'm taking a look at sort of asking the question, what kind of man are you? What kind of woman do you have? What kind of woman do you want? And for the women, certainly, what kind of woman are you? What kind of man do you have? Or what kind of man do you want? Just sort of,
Yes, sir.
I'm dealing with some of those questions and dealing with that. And you got to hold me to it. Next week, I got to figure it out. Or coming soon, I got to do a show on today's man.
I'll set a reminder.
It will
Balance it out.
balance
Yeah.
out today's show, because I don't want it to simply be one-sided. Talking through some of the women's issues without talking through some of the men's issues, because a little yin and yang, one affects the other.
Absolutely.
So whether the woman is changing, evolving, it impacts the man, and the same is true on the other side. Today, the evolution of the woman. Let's talk about it. Congratulations to Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, who is has taken women to a whole nother level. And God forbid, we do pray for our president, the new one, as we prayed for the last one, the old one. But should something happen to our new president, we will have the first female president of the United States, which would make her the most powerful person in the whole world.
Serious.
That's pretty intense.
Yes.
And I celebrate. I do champion. And I must admit, I have evolved. This show should be about the evolution of Eric Clark, because I have evolved. My thinking have evolved concerning women. I have always been open to women in leadership, women preachers. Let's start domestic, okay? The evolution of the woman. Her role in the home has changed. Let's go back to the 60s, way back
Yes, sir.
to the Bible days. Let's go back
To the beginning?
to the cavemen. Dude, let's go way back to BC, Fred Flintstone. Let's take a look
Right
at
now.
Wilma and Betty, okay? I mean, prehistoric man, whatever, however you want to see that. Certainly, that social interaction was, the woman was the child bearer. She was the nurturer. She was the homemaker. She was domesticated. Let's fast forward even to the biblical times. It was a male-dominant society. And there are some theological debates as to why the Lord allowed the Bible to be canonized, recorded in such undeveloped times. The times of the scriptures, the time that Moses stood on the rock and is part of the Red Sea all the way up to the days of Christ, were times where women were subjugated, not only domesticated, subjugated, controlled.
They were a little higher than property.
A little higher than property, a smidget higher than children, and looked at as just helpers, the companion, the sexual companion, and the worker. As a matter of fact, women were purchased, not through prostitution, they were that way as well, but through...
You're worth 30 goats and a bag of gold.
There you go. There you go. Not slavery as such, but when a man came to suit your daughter, he brought a dowry, and we have a way of flowering flower ring. We got a way of dressing that up to make
Sugarcoating it
it
a little,
nice.
yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, they was buying your daughter, and you put a value on her. And all the way to the point where, in the Bible days, where the man went in to consummate with his wife, his new wife, the sheets had to be kept to prove she was worth her value. Okay, he done paid $20,000, the equivalent of whatever, 20 grand for this woman, took her in the bedroom, and there was no blood in the sheets. What? Oh, no, no, no. We either want to take this item back, or we want a discount. Cut it out.
Someone
it is
has
what it
already
is.
deflowered her, apparently.
Yeah, she's deflowered. And but I'm just taking it back, and let's go back to recent history, the 50s, the 60s, the 40s, what we have seen even in our days coming up. Women, in their thinking, they were more inclined to raise their children. Back in the day, the dolls, the little baby dolls, the dolls were even made, the little girls could have a little baby. Feed the baby. And it was almost like a training that put the woman in a mode of mothering, that nurturing, and she running the house. Here comes Barbie. Barbie got Ken. She wanted a man, and I think they had a little baby. And but Barbie came on the scene, started changing.
There you go.
Barbie is a go-go girl. She's going. What I mean by that is she's working. She's a jet setter. She's
Has a nice little pink convertible.
yeah, she's got a convertible. She got her own house. Barbie got her own house. Yeah, they didn't have Barbie in the kitchen cooking and all that kind of stuff. Barbie had fly outfits, as I understand. Nonetheless, the whole idea and psychology of our culture and our society, the roles, the positions, those things have evolved, and women have evolved right with it. Kudos, and I am with it, thank God. I remember being a young minister, a young man, and I remember there was such controversy. I was raised up in a Baptist church. It was a Spirit-filled Baptist church, but we interacted with a lot of the more traditional churches, many of which did not embrace women in ministry. And that was a conundrum to me. That was like, excuse me, what? Because my mom, my grandmother, they were teachers of the word. They were Sunday school teachers. They didn't have the title pastor, bishop, minister. They were just teachers. She's a teacher. She's a Sunday school superintendent. They sort of shun away from those titles. And then when I went into more of the Pentecostal settings, they were evangelists. Women were evangelists.
That's right.
Every now and then it was minister. They didn't even call the women elders. They were minister. And every now and then you would have a pastor. And it was almost taboo to have a woman pastor. Oh, you sit up under a woman pastor? It was almost taboo. And I remember my matriculation and growing up through going into those different halls and whatnot. And I remember, I got married when I was 19, and I traveled all over the country, preaching everywhere, Racine, Wisconsin, Los Angeles, California, New York City, all the way down to Miami, Florida, all the way up to Canada, Wisconsin, and just forget about it, everywhere. And I remember clearly that my wife, we always had to do a little reconnaissance before we went to the church to preach. These were brand new places. People were introducing us and passing our name on, and they would have us. And there were some settings she couldn't wear makeup. There are other settings she had to put the deal on her head. There were others. I mean, you had to conform, whatever it was.
Does she wear pants usually?
No, when we went out to ministry, no, like in our church, we have liberty and the women wear their pants and whatnot. But in those days, we never thought about wearing pants, but in some settings, some dresses and skirts were a little bit more inappropriate than others.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, you didn't come above the knee. You had to drop it below the knee, and you couldn't have no shoulders showing. I mean, it was a lot of things, and churches have evolved, women have evolved, the community has evolved, and I'm very glad for that. But going back to the days when I was young, Brunson, I was really blown away to understand that there were a lot of religious reformation that didn't empower women. They didn't embrace them. They subjugated them, they controlled them, and that was not good, especially when we wouldn't have a church without women.
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
the woman is 80%, has always been 80% of the church. They build the church, they give, they support the church, they finance the church, they pay the pastor, they built the building, they clean the church, they serve, they sing, they play, they direct, they serve as ushers, they keep order, and then you got 25 men to 300 women in the church, and these women are running the church, the strength of the church, and in many settings, they were not allowed to go forth or to be empowered.
So true.
Absurd. And what was crazy is they would try to take the scriptures and argue their case.
Women should be quiet in the assembly.
Poor interpretation.
Sit in the back.
Sit in the back. They couldn't lead. And obviously, when you study the Bible, if you do read it,
Help us.
98% of those that God used in leadership role were men. But that was relative to the time that the scriptures were recorded and canonized, that's just where it was. If we had gone back years before that or years ahead of that, it would have been much different. And one of the things that you will discover if you listen to me, if you follow me, you will hear a man of God present a God that is bigger than the Bible.
Yes, sir.
Thank God that truth, insight, doctrine is founded in the scriptures. But God is bigger than the Bible. God is bigger than the times and the culture of the Bible. And if you go back when God created the man, he created the woman to be a helper to the man. But things evolve. They grow. You can have an original intent. Here, the automobile.
That's it.
Hey, I want to go to my car and listen to some music. Excuse me?
Right.
It has evolved. It's more than a means of transportation. Now I'm going to go sit in my car and listen to some music. I'm going to, I don't know.
On the internet on my phone.
Yeah, I need a little Wi-Fi. I'm going to go to my car because I got hotspot in my car. It evolves, and that's okay. I just think that you mess up when you evolve beyond the original intent and purpose. So woman can evolve, but do women lose the original intent? And that's really what I want to get into, because I celebrate the evolution of women. I am glad to see a woman. And let me tell you, God did it for me. The Bible did it for me. My mother, my grandmother, those examples before me, caused my mind to be wide open. But then I got into some other halls of levels of leadership where there's debate over, are there women bishops? Do we see women apostles in the Bible? And not blatantly, but if you peel back layers, you will see women in levels of leadership on every tier, all the way back to the Bible days.
Absolutely.
It just was not glaring in your face because of the culture. The Apostle Paul did not write one epistle without giving kudos and celebrating the help and the
Prophetess.
leadership
Yeah.
that were in every city that were women, more women than men.
Absolutely.
And so that's an incredible study, and there are some awesome books out that bring to light some of that data. But what I want to leave on your mind as we go to break, that I want to reach out and ask all those that are viewing to chime in. Give me a little bit on. Brunson, we cannot deny that there's some yin and yang, that when you evolve, today's woman, and you become a businesswoman, a career-oriented woman, oriented woman, I should say, when you become, like, at this stage, Kamala Harris is not a nurturing mother and a full-blown wife not as the vice president of the United States.
Right.
That to excel in this, you can do it, but you're going to lose something.
That's true.
That's what I want to talk about, because today's woman has evolved. And there used to be a little commercial, and the woman would say, I can bring home the bacon, ba-ba-da-da-da, cook it up in the pan, da-da-da-da-da. And never let him forget he's a man or something.
Okay.
Never forget to romance. I don't know what the line was, but what the line was saying is, hey, I can work a job, I can be a mother, and I can be this incredible wife. I celebrate those that are juggling. You a boss.
You can do it all. You can have it all.
Sweet mama, a sweet mama boss. She's a lover. She's a wife. She's a mama,
Got it.
and she's a boss. That's a great thing. But you cannot tell me that you don't lose something. Now, I know the kind of man I am. I know the kind of woman I have. I knew of the kind of woman I wanted. I didn't want no woman that was a boss.
Right.
But because she's not a boss don't mean she's weak.
Right.
I just wanted a woman that wanted to roll with me,
Right.
be a part of my team, help me with my vision. Like, I don't really need you to have your own thing. I want to have a vision and dream that's so big it can encompass your
Yes, sir.
thing. But the main objective, I wanted you to come on roll with me. Let's do this. Rather than you do what you're doing, I do what I'm doing. We try to merge it together. No, let's do ministry. So I sort of knew that. But I'd be hard pressed today trying to find a girl. Oh, no, I'd be hard pressed. Why? Because I'm over my time. I got to take a break.
We'll be back with more.
Okay, we're going to talk about it. I just don't want to lose my thought there.
Yes, sir.
Do you lose something when you go for it all? Women, you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to be, have your master's degree, your doctorate. Do you lose some mothering? Do you lose some wife? And the next question would be, does that open the door for infidelity when you're not, at the house and taking care of your business? Let's talk about it, all right?
After the
Keep it
break.
locked. Keep it locked. I'll be right back.
Second Timothy 2:15 suggests that we study the Word of God. You know what it says. Study to show yourself approved. And so I want to invite you to go to our website, baca1.org or ekcministries.org, and get your reading material today.
Bishop Eric Clark has realized success in real estate, the stock market, and many other financial endeavors, and would like to share his wisdom with you through his financial series, Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Volume 1, Get Your Money Right. Volume 2, OPM Other People's Money. Volume 3, Preparing for a Preferred Future. And Volume 4, How to Identify Opportunities.
Visit our website for these products and more.
Join us for prayer, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. John 15:7 says, If ye abide in me, and my word abide in you, ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. The phone number to join is 712-775-8968. The PIN code is 304282.
Greetings, I am Minister Erica Williams, and I would like to invite you to partner with Bishop Clark in giving 1,000 deserving students a scholarship. Education creates opportunity. A gift of any size will help with this endeavor. Let's sow into Bishop's kids.
It's bad. No, it's not bad. It's Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark here doing the Bishop Clark Show. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like it, share it. Let's have a little convo today. Today we're talking about the evolution of the woman. She's not the same she used to be. Mothers aren't the same. Mothers are working, going to school, and mothers are bosses. They are leaders. They're strong. And, there's a verse in the Bible. It says, give honor to the woman as unto the weaker vessel, that her honor is connected to her posturing and her positioning, the posture, the position that the Lord has put her in. And so we started out talking about the evolution of the woman, thank God for ministry, thank God for leadership, thank God that she can do whatever she need to do. That's really what I'm saying. And as I began to go to break, I was looking at, Brunson was reading me a few of the comments and questions. Let me see if I can pull it up just a touch and see what the people are talking about. Okay. All right, here we go. I got a few yeses. Hey, Tammy. Medley, it is a deep conversation. Could all that lose if you don't understand that strong woman like me? Okay, could be all of that you may lose if that man don't understand. Right. When we're talking through about these relationships, and women have evolved. And again, I would be hard-pressed to find the kind of woman that I'm looking for. They ask, why do the senior man or older man, he might be 50, 60, maybe he lost his wife, she passed away, or he finds himself divorced, or he's single for whatever reason,
Yes, sir.
older. Why does he favor the younger girl? It's not just her backyard and her front yard. I'm sure that got a lot to do with it now. Mm-hmm. Trust me. But it might have something to do with her teachability, her posture of submission. Okay, she's new to life. Like maybe she ain't been around the block 37 times and know everybody's address and who lives everywhere. So there's an openness, and a man, like, what kind of man are you? I'm an alpha man. I'm a leader, and I'm trying to say, how do I say it nice? I just don't have time.
I can't help you and argue with you at the same time.
Yeah, I ain't got time for a lot of drama and foolishness. I just ain't got time for it.
Right.
And not that the modern woman is that's what her intention is. But when you got two leaders, two people they have two visions, that's what we call division. Die is prefix that means two. So you got division because she won't go her way and he want to go his way. I just don't have time for that. I need somebody who can follow. And that can become challenging. Right. Now, thank God for modern women who have evolved and they know how to put on this hat and that hat. They know how to lead outside the home. But when they come into the home with their husband, they could get into the role that makes them more of the partner for the leader of the house.
Absolutely.
If that man is the leader, if that's how it goes.
And this model isn't new. Let's remember that by the time Jesus was 30 and he died on the cross for our sins, his mother was a widow. So that means that Joseph must have been a lot older than Mary once they got married.
Possibly.
So, the key is,
very good.
Before you get married, I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, you may be also.
Yep.
That man had to be
established.
Had to be established, have some structure to his life before he added someone to theirs.
Good.
So an older man dating a younger woman or marrying a younger woman isn't new at all. It's been happening since the beginning of time. But even as you're saying, Bishop, it's hard, especially for me, when I attracted, older women that are set in their ways, and I know that God has a purpose for my life. I can't argue with you and also lead you where I know God is taking me. I would need someone, just like in your case, that's willing to come with me because we have work to do.
No matter what the age is. Now, someone says they disagree with me that you don't lose anything. The statement that I made is that, here's a woman, she's She's going to college. She's pursuing her career. She is 6, 7 years into college. Then she's 5, 7 years into her career. She's working 12-hour days. She's ripping and running. She meets a guy, falls in love. They get married and have a baby. I guess depending on what he's looking for, when I got married, I was 19 again. And when we had kids, I wanted my wife off the job. She worked, and I wanted her off the job. Matter of fact, when we was dating, she got a job at NASA. I said, well, I live in Columbus, and I need you to let that go. Come on and roll with me. And she had just got into NASA.
Yeah.
I mean, she was about to get on her career track. And I said, I celebrate that, but this is where I'm going. If you want to roll with me, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like you.
Yeah, that's it.
But
yeah.
peace out. And she quit the job, came and rolled with me, and we live happily ever. Hey,
That's
glow hot
it.
shot.
That's it. That's
My God, no. It's been good. Nonetheless, when we were young and first going, she worked, I worked, everybody had to work because we were struggling, just trying to get it going. But when she got pregnant, she walked away from the job and has not looked back since. And I've been carrying it, to God be the glory, because I wanted my wife to be at home with my kids, raising my kids, go to the school, whoop their butts. When I come home, I want a nice setting and environment. I want some dinner. I want home cooked. I needed a domesticated wife, not a dumb wife, not a stupid wife, just a wife that wanted to give her life and her career, her time and energy to making our home a home. It was the foundation of our ministry.
That's right.
That's what allowed me to go all over the country. She rode with me. She drove with me. She made me lunch. She did this, that, and the other. She ironed my clothes, washed my clothes, this, that, and the other. For instance, in my home, even to this day, I don't wash dishes.
Yes, sir.
I'm a helper.
Yes, sir.
And our attitude is, I'll help. But that ain't my job.
Yeah.
And that's
I hear
cool.
you.
Now,
I hear
some
you.
women would take offense to that. Who you think?
And we see this dynamic over and over again. Coretta Scott was actually a trained professional opera singer who gave up her career in order to raise Martin Luther King's, her and Martin Luther King
So
kids.
who is to say we would not be celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
If
in
it
the
wasn't
way,
for
if
his
it wasn't for
right.
his woman that was able to bring his family together, bring his house together, and be a support to him? Maybe we would have another opera star,
Right.
but we wouldn't have a Dr. Martin Luther King. Well, that's just one scenario. And I had to learn that as a pastor, young pastor, that's not the prototype and model for everybody.
Yes, sir.
There are some guys, man, they do not want their woman at home.
Okay.
Get out, go make some money and pay some bills. Help. How much you got? How much you bringing to the table? There's some guys that roll like that, okay? I'm going my way, you going your way. And, okay, but that's fine. And then in the house, they come home, they wash the clothes, they wash the dishes, they mop and sweep and cook. And they both change. That's cool. That's cool.
That's what you want.
For you.
Yeah.
That ain't cool for me. That didn't work for me. But I believe, and certainly I like to hear, the controversy there, because someone said, no, you don't lose nothing. I think you lose something. I don't think that, I think you can be a wife, a great mother, and a wonderful leader in corporate America and everywhere else. But I do think that you lose something.
And even as I was listening through Barack Obama's latest book, it's really long. I couldn't get
Okay.
through it.
Okay.
But he was talking about how he felt like he lost out by, maybe not helping out as much around the house because he was back and forth to the Capitol as a senator. And then once he actually had to
You
move.
lose something.
Yeah, he
Dude,
lost
how
something.
you going to be the president of the United States and be a full-time, 100% father? I know you are, but you lose something.
And even Michelle Obama, who's just now got her doctorate because she now has the free time to do it. But
because I've been being a mother for the last 16 years,
That's it.
trying to raise these kids, this, that, and that. Now I can go back and do that. Why? Because now what about these women that are pursuing that doctorate while their children are 5, 7, 9, 12? Somebody going to get pregnant in the house. Okay, somebody gonna get pregnant in the house. Somebody gonna be on some drugs in the house. Somebody might drop out of school. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that's going on that could have been avoided, and not always negative stuff, but just things that you could have been involved in that you could have helped direct if you were given your time and energy to that. I'm just saying, and this is what helped me. I even made this note because I'm out of time now.
Oh, really?
And yeah, we out of time. We got a good conversation going. But one of the things that helped me, my mother, my grandmother, being exposed, seeing in the scripture what God has done, and in Christ there's no male or female. In the marriage, there's male and female.
Absolutely.
On the job, there's male and female. Everywhere else in the world.
When we get to heaven, we're not married.
Yeah, but in Christ, there's no male and female. But what helped me is I learned that if a woman can do the work of an electrician, she's an electrician.
Absolutely.
Like, you cannot deny, if the girl knows how to wire up the building, she knows all of the codes and all of the, she's gone through the
pluses and the
training.
minuses,
She's
yeah,
gone
the
through
blueprints.
she could go up in the ceiling, she could dig the hole in the ground, she could get out on the pole,
Yeah.
she could look at a situation and say, it's the transformer, or it's the this, or let me go in here. I mean, she is a bona fide, qualified, certified, licensed and insured electrician. Why would you not say she's an electrician if that's what she is? So if she is a plumber, she's a plumber.
Period.
If she's a preacher, she's a preacher. Now, my problem comes in when they say they a preacher and they can't preach. That's what my problem is when they say they're a pastor and they can't pastor. My problem comes in when they say they're a leader and they can't lead. Whether they're male
Or
see, that's my problem. My
Yeah.
problem is when I got a problem with a man make himself a bishop.
yes, sir.
You bishop of what? Or a pastor, or a doctor, or a judge, or whatever. Now, when you are a lawyer,
Right.
you're a lawyer.
Period.
You're an attorney.
Yes, sir.
When you are an optometrist, that's what you are, dude,
Say it.
because you have gone through it. I just have a problem with people, male or female, that say they're something, but that's not what you are. And then the argument becomes, oh, you don't believe in women preaching, or women could do this, or women could do that. No, I do believe they could do it. You just got to show me you can do it.
Do the job. Yes, sir.
I'm an auto mechanic. Okay, well, fix my car. Okay, well, I don't. Okay, well, dude, you're not a mechanic, ma'am. I'm sorry, you're not a mechanic. That's
right.
that's what my problem
Yes,
is.
sir.
That's
Yes,
my
sir.
problem is. Now let me peel back one more layer of truth and make y'all mad, and then I'm gonna let the conversation go. This principle is even true when they say they a wife.
Wow.
Peace to the family. That's all I'm gonna say. Because most people don't even know what a wife is.
Help us.
You say you somebody's wife.
You want a title and a ring.
You just want a purse. You want a husband like a showpiece purse or a pair of pump shoes or a fancy hairdo. So you got a husband as an accessory. A wife, do you know what a wife is? Okay, be a girlfriend. Be a chick on the side or something. Be a date. I don't know. But a wife, that's a whole nother thing. And again, I got to kick the ball on the other side. A husband too.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to be a husband, don't just say you're a husband. You're a house band. You band the house. You know, you make a couple statements, say, hey, I know where I'm at right now in my life. You want to make sure that you could be a husband. I'm glad that I'm doing my best to set an example for you.
Yes,
This is
sir.
what a husband is.
Absolutely.
A husband take care of his wife. Now, you know, when I go to the house, I ain't thinking about sweeping the floor. I will, but that ain't what I'm thinking about.
Right.
I ain't thinking about washing the clothes and I ain't thinking about that. I'm not thinking about the food. I will do all of those things, but I was leaving the house today running a little late, and a big old bag of garbage, some things my wife won't throw away, is sitting right at the door, and I ain't have time to grab and take it out. I just didn't have time. So I looked at the bag, and I said, Lenore, take the garbage out. Oh, it was just a moment of laughing for us because over these 35 years, I take the garbage out. It ain't her job. Will she take it out?
Absolutely.
Sure she will.
Yes, sir.
But that's what I do. I take the garbage out. I pay bills.
Yes, sir.
I buy the food. I pay for the hair, the everything. Cookie, donut,
Come on.
grease, chicken, fries, fish, whatever that is. And, oh man, I'm gonna help somebody right here. I know I'm
You
over the
helping
time,
me.
but I'm trying to
Come
help
on.
somebody. This is why, in my opinion, in my household, there's some stuff I don't deal with. I don't put up with that stuff. I don't deal with that. What do you mean, Bishop? You got a woman go to the job and do what she told. She sit down, she shut up, she work long hours, she stay late, she come early, she do extras, she smile. She wear what she's told to wear. You know why? Because she's being paid. If the husband will get that revelation, take care of your wife, pay her. She's not a free male, she's a female. I'm gonna take this chair and throw it.
Male. That's it.
She is not a free male, she's a female. And if you take care of her, if you take care of the financial stuff, then why shouldn't the husband expect the same kind of submission? Well, submission should come from a place of love, but that love can be communicated through support.
Yes, sir.
And if I'm supporting you and loving you in that way, then why shouldn't I expect that kind of submission? Mrs. Johnson, have a seat. Mrs. Johnson, we have a meeting at 3 o'clock. Mrs. Johnson, please don't be late tomorrow. Mrs. Johnson, we want you to do this, that, and the other. In other words, she do it, yes, sir, with a smile,
Right.
attitude.
Right.
She feel terrible, but when she come in to the job,
Right.
customer service or the phone call, whatever she got to do, yes, sir. And she sits up, okay, I need everybody, no problem. Whatever the rules are, the rules. Dude, she submit to the rules. She do what she's told. But she won't submit to you? What is the difference? What is the difference? And she can have a female boss or a male boss, white boss, black boss. She can have a teenage boss. But because she's being paid, compensated, appreciated, valued for her work and her efforts, then there's a level of submission that is uncompromised, it's unparalleled, it's unquestionable, it's unwavering. They become loyal and faithful and dutiful and they serve in humility.
On a roll, sir.
What? How they get all of that?
Right.
It's the power of money. It's the power of appreciation. It's the power of support. Now, some people may think that's carnal and stupid, but I'm just dumbing it down. I'm dumbing it down as far as I can get it. So my posture is I take care of that aspect. And you know what? It seems like, by the grace of God, I get the same response. Humility, submission, servitude, following, agreement, attitude, dutiful, loyalty.
The right attitude,
Because
yeah.
I'm going to support you. And I'm not going to challenge that. Anytime you got a woman that'll climb up on the pole and take her clothes off and do everything erotic and nasty, why is she doing this? For honor? Mm-mm. For love? Mm-mm. For appreciation? A form of it? What? Dollar bills. That's all. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know that factually. I don't know that experientially. That's what I heard through the grapevine,
Yes, sir.
that they do anything for money. But you can't get your wife to do nothing. Babe, I can't get this girl to cook for me, somebody says. Okay, you had the wrong motivation. And again, it's not just dollars for service, trading dollars for service, but the dollars are a form of love. You know, it's a deep thing here, and I'm 10 minutes over now, but it's a deep thing here. I got to open it up, B.
Please do.
To God be the glory. I have built an expression of the kingdom of God through our ministry, through our church, through this show, through all that I do. But I labor in the time of offering. People know that. My congregation know that. I ask people to sow and to give. And I have taken a lot of flack. I've lost members. People say they don't want to come to this church no more
enjoyed the
because
service,
you asked for too much money. And I said, okay, it's fine. I'm not offended by that. Because I teach people that your money, it doesn't prove your love to God. It expresses it. It's an expression of your love. So even my financial support to my wife, it don't prove it. I love her. So I'm going to express it through my sacrifice, through my giving, through my money. I'm going to give her my money. She got my money. She asked for money. Boom. There it is. Baby, I need, boom. I try to get it to her before she even get it out of her mouth. It comes so quick. You know why? Because when there's something that I desire,
I want it reciprocated.
if you
before it
sow
comes
a
out of
good
his mouth.
seed, you will reap a good harvest.
You're preaching, sir.
But when she can't submit to you because she got to go to work, don't tell me you don't lose something. You do lose something. I can call my wife right now and say, I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now. She ain't doing nothing that's so important. She can't stop and hook that up. Even if she out and about, I'm taking care of this. Now, I'm gracious. Baby, do you mind? Meet me back at the house at this time or whatever. Or I mean, I'm not a tyrant. But I can get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can get one. I know husbands, they cannot get, nonetheless, talking about some good loving. You ain't even got to the loving. They can't get, we ain't even got to get the house clean.
Right.
They can't even get peanut butter and jelly. While a job gets 12 hours of intense, passionate loyalty, servitude, and allegiance.
150%.
Yes, sir. I'm working hard to reach the goal. That's all I'm saying. So I'm just saying that during the evolution of the woman, I'm getting back to it. During the evolution of the woman, go and be a plumber, be an electrician, be the vice president, be everything. But, when it comes to being a wife, when it comes to being a mother, you can sacrifice some things if you're in pursuit of all of this greatness. And so, do what you do, girl. Go ahead with your bad self.
With your bad self.
Just make sure you take care of what's important. You prioritize what's important to you. I'm glad that my wife has made me king. Like, that's a foreign word to most men.
Yes, sir.
I'm king.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm a king. Like, people say, you got swagger, you got confidence. My wife gave me that. Like, that come from God. No, dog. My wife, she strokes my ego. She got time to make me feel like I am who I am. They told me I was 5'7". I thought I was 6'7". I thought I was 6'9".
I have to be. Yeah.
I thought I was 6'9".
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know. They told me I didn't know. Because she makes me feel big. It's her job. It's her ministry. She does it well. I can do anything.
The king of the world.
I'm the king of the world. At least I'm the king of my house.
Yes, sir.
At least I'm the king of the telephone conversation.
Right.
I mean, you got to be king somewhere. And it's just a different dynamic. And you can lose things. And the same is true with men. So you got to hold me to it. We're going to bounce it to the other side. I've enjoyed the conversation. Gone too long today. But I did want to stir up a little controversy today. And
Stir the pot.
certainly there are two sides to every coin. But something to talk about, something to think about. Women, continue to evolve. Certainly be a godly woman. Preach, pray, prophesy, do the work of the Lord. Just don't lose your man in the process. Okay, go make $1 million. Just don't forget that Oprah is everything but a mother. Just don't forget that. Don't forget that Oprah is wonderful, but she hasn't reached the highest office in the land yet for women. That is a mother. She ain't changed her baby's diapers. She hasn't gone to the school with the child. She hadn't been to the dentist. She ain't fought with their hair. She haven't had to guard and protect the kids from drugs and alcohol and sex and what they're watching on TV. She has not been the primary nurturer and caregiver to mold and to shape the life of another human. That's a mother. Hey, they don't have Entrepreneurs Day. They have Mother's Day. I don't have time for this. Cut it out.
Man.
Stop. They got Mother's Day, man. They have Mother's Day. when the athlete scores the touchdown in the Super Bowl,
Come on, Kevin Durant.
right?
Mom.
He gets on the camera, he says,
You're
my
the real
mom,
MVP.
my mom is the real MVP. See, you can't get that. You can't get that when you a corporate boss and manager. Now, you'll get an appreciation on corporate day. They'll give you a parking spot or a gold watch.
Yeah.
But, dude, you want to be honored by your mom. And they say Valentine's Day is coming around. Love
Absolutely.
here up north. I found out that Sweetest Day
Supposed to be.
is only it's in Ohio.
Midwest, yeah.
Or in this region.
Holiday,
It's
yeah.
not everywhere. But all that romantic stuff, whatever that is, anniversary stuff, that's about being a wife. That's about being a wife. And, you know, some people just go through the motions. But when I do what I do, I mean it. It's because it's sweet. It's because it's wonderful. It's because it's cute and happy, and they taking care of this, that, and the other. And working out. That's right. Work out. Keep it looking good. Looking good.
Please.
Hey, you say it like this? No, I say like this. What? But when you go for all these other stuff, you do lose something. And so let's put it in proper perspective, all right? Love y'all. I love y'all. If you love this show and love what we're doing, and if it's a form of ministry, make sure you sow it, and God's going to grow it. We're going to have a great weekend. A very powerful word this weekend. You do not want to miss Sunday's lesson. You don't want to miss it. And next Wednesday coming around, this Wednesday coming around, I should say, Brunson's going to lead us out in some
God.
great worship and whatnot. I done gone over already. Did I miss anything important, Brunson? It's
Hey,
all important.
It's all
But
important. It's all important. But
did I
yeah,
miss anything?
They're really just.
Thank you all for the
grateful.
comments.
Yeah, they're
Thank
grateful
you all
this
for,
commentary.
and keep the conversation going. That's what my purpose is with this show, to get a little conversation going, to minister to you, to make you think a little differently about a couple of things. The evolution of the woman. I'm Bishop Clark. Until next time, peace to the family.
Peace to the bishop.